Count me, because we all count.
Count all of us. Nothing about us without us.
Count me.
Count me. We all count too.
Count me.
Count me. We all count too.
Count me. We are people too.
Count all of us. Nothing about us without us. Because we all count for the coming census.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Rich, smooth, delicious, and packed with vitamins that could only be one thing. It's a Rika almond beverage. Great on its own or a lovely addition to smoothies. So call Superb Distributors on 435-2948 or visit us at Tempe St. George's today. Remember, Rika is life and life is Rika.
The Housing Authority offers products that people can choose from, products that people can access, and I think anyone looking to build, just call the Housing Authority of Grenada. The service was superb. Every step of the way, they collaborated with the owner, they collaborated with the builder. The builder himself was really good. For what I've seen them do, I have to say that from buildings they have done in the past to where they are now, they have come up to speed with modern trends, modern designs, and I think I will advise anybody to choose the Housing Authority of Grenada.
Alrighty, so we say officially welcome one and all to another Mikey Live program. It's Friday. We don't plan on keeping you too long on Fridays, so brace yourself for that. I'd like to say hello for those of you who are first-time viewers of the program, and well, to the usual suspects who are always here, of course, well, hello to you. So folks, let's get straight into what's making the news. The Spicemas Corporation to host a stakeholder retreat. We'll talk about that. St. Andrew man pleads guilty to several stealing offenses. And here's what. Even while hospitalized on these charges, is still thieving in the hospital. I'm not even making it up. We'll talk about that in a moment. 5 cruise ships turned away from Grenada over COVID-19 concerns. Schools to reopen, adhering to 6 feet physical distancing. And the duty says it is a bad idea for all students to return to classroom on Monday. Women's periods may be slightly late after COVID-19 vaccine, according to one study. So we have all of that to talk to you about in a moment. All right, so brace all yourself for that. All right, brace people for that. Okay, now we got to say hello to our sponsors, those of you who sponsor the headlines. The headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Coach Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Real Value IGA Supermarket, Superb Distributors. We want to say thank you to all of you, man. And here's what, someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credit, compliments, Digicel. And guess what? That person could be you. All right, we're taking one quick commercial break and come back.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage.
Yeah, and although we're getting a little rain these days, right? We are in the dry season, and there is a prediction that we can get below average rainfall in the dry season. And so, you know, when that happens, sometimes the authorities, they are forced to do what they call the valve regulations. All right, so, audio, brace. So let's go right into it. Now, the newly constituted board of the Spicemas Corporation, the SMC, led by former Cultural Minister Ali Gill, will tomorrow host its first major consultative activity at the K.Y. James Athletic Stadium. Tomorrow's event will be held under the theme Carnival in the Pandemic and Beyond. All right. Now, the all-day brainstorming and review event will include the sharing of experiences from regional cultural policy makers and the former contributors to Grenada's Carnival. There will be featured presentations by Chairperson of the St. Kitts Carnival Committee, Shannon Hawley, detailing her island's Carnival experience during the pandemic, and former Calypso judge and ardent follower for the Caribbean Carnivals, Alan Robinson, sharing on the overview of Caribbean Carnivals, the strengthening and positioning of Spicemas. Dr. Miana Charles is also expected to make a presentation on the COVID-19 situation here. Today's event will be facilitated by the first chairman of the SMC, Mr. Colin Dow. All right, and the strategy and visioning exercise will see all the stakeholders involved in the process represented and having a voice in the country's main cultural event. So I don't hear nothing about no radio or people and things, because people in the media and things, they play a key role in, you know, because they are like the voices for those voices. Yes, and as former Calypso monarch myself, junior monarch, I am hurt. Nobody will give me no invitation. No, but that's a good idea, and I think that's a step in the right direction. You understand? We need to get the conversation going and hold Spicemas business. Oh, so all they know, I win monarch already. Everybody bad, I don't just come out, you know. Everybody long bad for days. Me mommy and me daddy, don't tell me already that agriculture is our economy. You could be a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer. There is nothing better than agriculture. Who remember? You have to work the land and plant provision. Plant like a corn and plant like a yam.
Planto, beans and tomato, param pam pam, cucumber, bits and potato, pam 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 pam. You might find it take long to grow, pam pam, but never mind, it is slow but sure. Pam 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 pam. Walk the land, pam 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 pam. Whoa! That was what year, boy? I think that year was what? They teach me that year too. That was 94. You understand? They teach me that year because they say no government no come and win no calypso in tongue. You know what I mean? But then 2 years later they couldn't hold back. They said nah, boy, the man had to get a crown by. You know, we can't deny. You know what I mean? How you mean? Anyway, there we go. So in the latest COVID-19 report that we received from the Ministry of Health, we saw 1,329 tests that were conducted, and out of that there were 276 individuals who've tested positive. You understand? With the COVID-19 virus, it now brings the active cases to 1,447 and the cumulative confirmed cases to 7,377. Of which there have been 5,730 recoveries. Over the last 24 hours, there have been 6 new recoveries. There has been no deaths, and then we saw that there's no hospitalizations either. But, you know, we're still keeping, you know, hope alive, and we're hoping that the numbers will start to go down, but it ain't looking so yet. You understand? Although yesterday's figures were a little less in terms of the active cases than it was the previous day. You understand? So we're moving on. The next thing we have to, the song that I went with was the song about my grandmother. I can remember at the age of 9, my grandmother died, dun, dun. But before she died, she called me to her side and gave me this advice. Da, 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 da. She said, my son, I know you are very young. These little things I want you to learn, so that when you become a man, you will know what is right from wrong. So I sit down and I listen, Granny, quite carefully. These were the words that she said to me. My son, my son, my son, bum, 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 bum. When you grow up to be a man, be obedient and have tolerance. Ta-da, ta-da. My son, a man is never too big to learn. Ta-da, ta-da. You must try to be good to people. Ta-da, ta-da. In return, they will be good to you. Never laugh at our next man's trouble. You know why? For today is he, tomorrow could be you. Don't rejoice at our next man's sorrow. These little things, my son, I want you to know. For what don't meet you today, my son, could meet your children tomorrow. Boom, 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 boom. In St. Andrew, a man thief left, right, and center. His name, Dwayne Williams, is a 36-year-old resident of La Portrie. Hold on, take all the time with me, man. I'm ready to business. He's from St. Andrew. He received 13 charges consisting of stealing from a dwelling house, and housebreaking. 6 counts of those charges were committed within the parish of St. Andrew. And here's what? And 7 within St. George's, 2 of which were conducted while he was warded as a patient in hospital. And I'm making it up. So you have a big, you're caught on his skin, you're caught on your hand. Which hand? Why? This hand. Big cut, ting, the man in hospital and thing, you know. The man on charges for thieving. And they say, watch the man, the man. They see me look sharp, the man going with them IV and thing, you know, dog. I'm not making it up. They say, they check and make sure all them Panadol and thing there, you know. No. Well, I don't see something wrong with the man, self, all the wicked too. I don't see something wrong with the man. The man needs to be institutionalized. The man thief here, he thief there. And when he there in the bed fighting for his life, the man still thieving, you know. Now, Williams was brought before the St. George's Magistrates Court. The magistrate lucky didn't go with that to bench. So he attended court on Friday, 7th January 2022, where he pleaded guilty to all the offenses committed within the St. George's District. He was remanded to Her Majesty's prisons until January 13, awaiting sentence. Next thing, man, go with that 2 bars, though. Jano! You know what I mean? I never hear that yet. What doing is our boss. He will also appear at the Grenada Magistrates Court on January 17th, 2020 to plead to the remaining 6 charges. And hold on, according to police, the man have a slew of other charges for previous offenses. All in the 20s, that I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. All you have to see what's going on with the man. The man need reconditioning. He can't help himself. It's like eating food. You have to eat 3 meals a day or 4. Some people just eat 4. But you have to eat. So the man is like a necessity for him. He had a thief. You understand? Health and Port Authority in Grenada cancelled 5 cruise ship calls over a 9-day period due to outbreaks of flu-like symptoms on board vessels. That's according to a report from CMC. The ships that were turned away were scheduled to call between December 29th last year and Friday, January 7th, which is today. You understand? So they talk about the business. Well, what we go do? You have to do the business because at the end of the day, people have to get protected. You know what I mean? I'll share the program, man. The man is that. They say he's somebody say on the program he's a professional. What if you think he was a professional if you not get catch? Okay, you get catch. You get catch. You know what I mean? Although we just staying, it's Friday, so we just staying on the program. Yeah, then. So, what is the big talk in the country? What's breaking the internet? The Ministry of Health and the Cabinet of Grenada continue, they say, to monitor developments relating to the emergence of the new COVID-19 variant, the Omicron, to effectively guide the reopening of schools for the Hillary term. Now, the Ministry of Education says, on the direction of the Ministry of Health and the Cabinet, schools will operate adhering to the 6-foot physical distancing protocol. Where a school is unable to accommodate all students using the 6-foot distancing, the Ministry of Education has provided guidance to principals for online arrangements. Now, the Ministry of Health and Social Security has also provided updated guidelines, they say, to the Ministry of Education to use in schools, and it has confirmed that these were shared with principals this week, according to this report from the Ministry of Education. Now, the Ministry of Education also met, according to them, with principals to further discuss the guidelines and protocols and the management of schools during COVID-19. Parents, you're advised not to send your children to school if they exhibit flu-like symptoms. Now, the Ministry of Health, meanwhile, is encouraging teachers and all the students over the age of 12 to get vaccinated to help in the fight against the COVID-19 virus and to protect themselves as we stem the learning loss. Now, the Ministry of Education says that a further update will be done on Friday, January 14, 2022. So, the QT, the Grenada Union of Teachers, they had a press conference today, and basically it was to put their position to the table as to what they think should be done relating to schools reopening. So, in a nutshell, in essence, what they're saying is, under the current climate, under the current environment, they do not believe it's safe for students to be brought back to face-to-face learning because of the spike in COVID-19 cases. You're saying that parents can even get sick. Teachers can even get sick. It can be a cycle of spreading the virus. You understand? They were saying that even now, well, with little protocols and stuff in place, it still is presenting a challenge. You understand? They are saying even with the opening of the, school for the exit grades, they are seeing the dwindling numbers for some reasons unknown, and some reasons they can say that it's because of illness, COVID-19 illness, and like I said, other reasons, that the numbers from the students who are attending school right now, they are decreasing. And they're using that to suggest that these are also concerns why, under the current structure, it will not work.
26% of the students were not able to attend school consistently, again, because of possible complications and exposure to COVID-19. 74% was able to go. We over 70%, you would say, okay, over 70%, that is good. But percentage don't always give you a proper reflection of what is happening, because if you're not mathematically inclined, these things may not make any sense to you. But let me give you two actual situations. One school, 119 students reported on Monday. By yesterday, they were down to 87. Talking students. Another school started with 45. Yesterday, they were down to 11. And mind you, because of the stigma that surrounds COVID, there are many others who are infected. And the parents, because they're trying to protect their children, and of course they want to go to work too, so they're saying that my child's sick. Well, is the cold the child have, and the child, so they keep the children at home. So the reality is that you must multiply these numbers. So what we're seeing here is that consistently and increasingly, we have more of our students being infected with Omicron. And this is just amongst the exit classes so far. On Monday, when you send out the entire school population, God help us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, that's not the only thing that he's saying. He's also saying that when it comes to the actual management of the students in the classroom setting, in the school environment, that too has been proven to be a challenge.
Let me go further. Again, amongst the exit classes, 58 schools surveyed. Looking at students' adherence to the protocol, only 2% of the students strictly adhered to the protocols. Talking about wearing masks consistently and what? Only 2%. 27% needed occasional reminders. 33 needed frequent reminders. As you turn around, you have to tell them, put on your mask. Put some space. 38% needed to be consistently monitored and reminded that, hey, remember, this is not normal. So clearly, over 80% of our students within exit classes need to be consistently reminded of wearing your mask Give a little distance between yourself and your friend. That kind of thing. Because our students, as we know, are social beings. They're glad to see their friends. They just come out from holiday. Some have been out for some time. So they're happy. And so they are going to hug one another. They're going to be in one another's faces. When they go to the washroom and they're in the mirror. This is the reality of school. So this is what the statistic is showing us. Clearly, it would be extremely difficult to manage a full population on any school plant next week, God's willing.
Right, and finally hearing from the president, Jude Bartholomew, he was saying too that this situation is causing there to be a wedge between the parents and teachers and the students, when in truth and in fact, that relationship has been solid for over the years, and that the commitment, the teacher-student commitment, is unwavering.
As a nation, in spite of your concerns and such with the children, and I know it is right for you to have that concern, because our children, the nation's children, must be educated. But we are saying, and we have a real bond of friendship with our parents, with the parents of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And one must understand that relationship and that bond of friendship with parents and teachers go back even more than 100 years ago with the Grenada Union of Teachers. It is not just COVID-19 that caused teachers to be concerned about children. In fact, the responsibility of education and making all the various sacrifices for the children, the nation's children, is directly rests on the shoulders of principals and teachers for a long time. We know that the Ministry of Education, yes, they do the planning and everything like that, so, but it is the teachers and the principals who did the work. The commitment when a child falls sick in school, whether during COVID or even long before COVID, it wasn't the Ministry of Education, and one may say, or the Ministry of Health or Cabinet who were taking the child to the hospital or to the medical station. It was the principals and ordinary teachers. When a child probably didn't have lunch, or we go into all those things, or have a problem at home, it was the teachers that were the nurses and doctors and all the different things, and playing those roles of supporting roles for the children and the parents. So the historical fact is that there is a long-term relationship, a commitment, a bond between our parents and teachers and the nation's students. And we do not want any other faculties or anybody else outside of that to try to see if they can put a wedge or division between our teachers, our students, and our parents. Because when it's a fact, when everybody else leave and go, it is the teachers and principals that would be there and will be there for a long time to come, before, now, and after, with your children, with the nation's children.
That's Jude Bartholomew, the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers. Of course, the Ministry of Education says that they will continue to evaluate the situation and adjust accordingly. Now, we move on. Women vaccinated against COVID-19 saw a slight delay in their period of almost a day compared to those women who were unvaccinated. All right, and that's according to a study that was done and published. All right, I've heard some women complain about that in terms of changes in their period and so on. They are saying a day, but some of the people that but they say they did samples on nearly 4,000 individuals. But I know of individuals who saw more days affected. They're saying it doesn't affect the amount of days that the woman would bleed for, but it affects when it comes in. And according to this study of around 4,000 people, there's just a day delay in their period. All right. So that's for those who are vaccinated versus those who are unvaccinated. So family, on Fridays, we try to not keep it too long. We still encourage you to please share the program as we take a break in anticipation of getting our dashboard. And as well, when we come back, we will have for you the national report and the weather. Stay tuned. We will be back.
Grenada. Count me, because we all count.
Count all of us. Nothing about us without us.
Count me.
Count me. We all count too.
Count me.
Count me. We all count too.
Count me. We are people too.
Count all of us. Nothing about us without us, because we all count for the coming census.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Rich, smooth, delicious, and packed with vitamins that could only be one thing. It's Rika Almond Beverage. Great on its own or a lovely addition to smoothies. So call Superb Distributors on 435-2948 or visit us at Tempe St. George's today. Remember, Rika is life and life is Rika.
The Housing Authority offers products that people can choose from, products that people can access, and I think anyone looking to build, just call the Housing Authority of Grenada. The service was superb. Every step of the way, they collaborated with the owner, they collaborated with the builder. The builder himself was really good. For what I've seen them do, I have to say that from buildings they have done in the past, to where they are now. They have come up to speed with modern trends, modern designs, and I think I will advise anybody to choose the Housing Authority of Grenada.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage.
Welcome to Yogo. Most of you know us for our food delivery service and our food pass for free delivery from restaurants. But did you know you can also use us for grocery deliveries too? We've just added another 5,000 plus new items to Yogo Supermarket. And stay updated as we add more products and vendors. Yogo Services is our convenient skip the line offering. Let us pay your electric, water, and other utility bills for you. With us, you will be able to buy tickets, pay your rent, schedule bookings, and other services. Need a ride to get somewhere? Give Yogo Lyft a try. Select your pickup location and destination location and wait for our driver to collect you. Never have to worry about how you're gonna get to a place again. Please see website or app for our service locations. And sign up now.
Ministry of Education says schools will reopen adhering to 6-foot physical distancing. Details to this story and more in the National Report. Welcome back. With the details to the news for Friday, January 7th, 2022, I am Sherry Ann Noel. The Ministry of Health and the Cabinet of Grenada continue to monitor developments relating to the emergence of the COVID-19 variant Omicron to effectively guide the reopening of schools for the Hillary term. The Ministry of Education says, on the direction of the Ministry of Health and the Cabinet, schools will operate adhering to the 6-foot physical distancing protocol. However, where a school is unable to accommodate all students using the 6-foot distancing, the Ministry of Education has provided guidance to principals for online arrangements. The Ministry of Health and Social Security has also provided updated guidelines to the Ministry of Education for use in schools, and it has confirmed that these were shared with principals this week. The Ministry of Education also met with principals to further discuss the guidelines and protocols and the management of schools during COVID-19. Parents are advised not to send their children to school if they exhibit flu-like symptoms. The Ministry of Health, meanwhile, is encouraging teachers and all students over the age of 12 to get vaccinated to help in the fight against COVID-19 virus and to protect themselves as we stem the learning loss. The Ministry of Education says a further update will be done on Friday, January 14, 2022. Moving along, renovation of the Grenada Magistrates Court is now 80% complete. A team from the Government Information Service visited the work site on Friday and spoke with contractor Neville Matthews on the progress of the more than $200,000 project, which began on January 1, 2022. It involves repairs to the roof, flooring, electrical and plumbing.
The problem here was the magistrate cannot work comfortably because of leaks from the roof. couldn't function. And we got the water with the rain and the leaks, sometimes you get shocked inside the electrical problem. So we're solving all this problem. Yeah, some rotten flooring was there, 1 by 6 was rotten. We removed it and replaced new ones. We're doing roof repairs, complete roof. Then we're doing painting, we're doing general plumbing, flooring, we're doing magistrate office, electrical, and AC unit.
Because of additional work that must be undertaken at the magistrates' quarters, the completion date has been extended by 1 week.
We started that work New Year's Day, that's our Saturday. And we had promised the manager to give us by this coming Monday. But being that we had to go the extra miles, we put it for 1 more week. We did the plumbing, the changing of the toilets, sinks, building vanity, and the electrical, and the extra works, including the AC units.
The renovation of the Grenville Magistrates Court has created temporary employment for 14 tradesmen. The new board of the Spicemas Corporation, being led by former Culture Minister Ali Gill, will host its first major consultative activity at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on Saturday, under the theme Carnival in the Pandemic and Beyond. The all-day brainstorming and review event will include sharing of experiences from regional cultural policy makers and former contributors to Grenada's Carnival. Featured presentations will be made by chairperson of the St. Kitts Carnival Committee, Ms. Shannon Hawley, detailing her island's carnival experience during the pandemic. Another presentation will be made by former Calypso judge, Mr. Elon Robinson, who will give an overview of Caribbean carnivals, the strengthening and positioning of Spicemas. CEO of the Spicemas Committee, Kelvin Jacob, says the exercise is meant to find the safest way to host Spicemas, but it does not mean that Carnival will actually be held.
The main aim of the retreat tomorrow is to bring all our stakeholders together to brainstorm and review events that happened during the pandemic so that we can come up with a plan as to how we can host Spicemas in 2022. We must have a plan in place. We don't want to be caught off guard. So during the pandemic, in the face of COVID, we're still going to have a plan. And the execution of the plan is what we would have to deal with, taking our cues from the Ministry of Health and the Cabinet.
Jacob says the retreat will seek to put a strategic plan in place for Spicemas outside of the pandemic, which means that focus will be placed on building the brand. Saturday's exercise will see all stakeholders involved in the process represented and having a voice in the country's main cultural event. Commenting on the hosting of Saturday's retreat, chairman of the SMC, Ali Gill, says the pandemic has given Spicemas an opportunity to show its cultural resilience and creativity and true potential as the best carnival. Gill said with transformational change coupled with inclusiveness and a thorough understanding of the true impact of this unique cultural activity, Spicemas is poised to be the most envied in the region. The retreat will start at 9:30 a.m. with an official opening ceremony with expected remarks from Culture Minister Honorable Yolan Bain Horsford and conclude at 5:30 p.m. The day's event will be facilitated by the first chairman of the SMC, Mr. Colin Dow. Dr. Mayana Charles will also make a presentation on the COVID situation in the country. This is the National Report. The news will return after the break.
That's it. Tonga. All right, big more say, moving out. Let's move now. I took my best shot to keep Grenada moving. Driver, let's move.
A message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. The Spice Island Billfish Tournament Committee has been granted approval by the Ministry of Health to stage the 52nd annual event in 2022. The tournament was launched at the Grenada Yacht Club on Thursday. The fully vaccinated event will commence on January 25th and conclude on the 29th. Local and international individuals must be fully vaccinated to participate in the event, and measures are in place to ensure the event is executed in a safe manner. Former Chairman Richard McIntyre spoke at the launch.
We are going forward and we are certain to enforce the entire premises that have been a portion allotted to the yacht club and the portion allotted to us, which is below the road, is going to be an entirely bubble area where vaccination certificates, where testing is going to be done to ensure that those who come to Grenada are totally vaccinated and with the requisite PCR requirements. And sad to say, the odd ones of our contingent locally who are unable to participate won't be able to do so, because that is the level to which we are prepared to enforce our tournament here. Even if it's a local person, they're not allowed to participate unless they are fully vaccinated.
Naomi Diali, Managing Director of Republic Bank, says that they are committed to being the title sponsor for the major event.
This tournament is among the best in the region, and as one of the region's leading financial institutions, Republic Bank stands ready to support your efforts to offer not just leisure to some of the region's finest anglers and game fishing enthusiasts, but a much needed economic boost to our island. We have followed the tournament and over its 50 years legacy, and we welcome yet another opportunity to be a sponsor to this prestigious event.
And finally in the news, a 12-member contingent led by Senior Cultural Officer Adrian Mark will depart the state on Monday, January 10th, for an 8-day stay at Expo 2020 Village in Dubai. While there, the local team will showcase a number of cultural pieces, which will include 5 main performances, subsectioned on various days. Thomas Matthew, Chief Cultural Officer in the Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, during a dress rehearsal session at the Trade Center on Thursday evening, gave the GIS an insight as to what the cultural packages will entail.
There is a national day where we have speeches and represent delegates, official delegates will be participating in that. So I'm not sure who will speak, but we have a small performance to give them a feel of Grenada. That would be about 5-10 minutes. And then on another day, there's a parade where they feature the country. So we have costumes like ballet, shotney, and some other paraphernalia, along with our national flags. And that parade is about on a route of about 2.5 miles. So right around the entire, almost the entire main performing area or the expo area, that parade will take place. It's about an hour and a half long. So we'll be displaying on that. We'll have things like shotney, ballet, and so that's one of the performances. And then we've organized to have, there are various stages at the expo, which are central locations where people gather quite a bit. And we have performances, 20-minute performances, half-an-hour performances that we've packaged together.
One of the cultural packages will be 20 minutes long with the inclusion of music, dance and poetry.
Featuring our 2 main lead singers, which would be Dash and Tamara St. Bernard. They are backed by our band itself. And then we'd have a group of dancers who would perform things like ballet and give you an illustration of some of our traditional dances. So we'll feature shotney, ballet, veko, and jab for that day. And then we have other performances on other days that we feature artists. So we feature one performance, we feature Tamara and her suite of songs, Grenada based. And her own compositions along with Dash. As we all know, Dash has mainly local compositions. So we've organized various sections or various packages to present at various platforms in Dubai.
When does the team leave and how many people will be going and the duration of this stay at Dubai?
The team leaves on Monday, which would be the 10th. They should arrive in Dubai on the 11th. And they have an 8-day stay at the Expo Village. And during that 8 days, they will perform and make presentations. So we expect them to return by the 21st of January. So it's a short stay, but the team numbers 12 persons, led by our Senior Cultural Officer. He's the manager of the contingent. So there are 12 persons going to Dubai for that particular performance. Okay, good.
So maybe I could take a
Culture Minister Honorable Yolande Bain Horsford was present at the dress rehearsal. She told the GIS that the exposure that the government has created for young talent on an international stage will undoubtedly be a wonderful experience for them.
They get an opportunity to look at other things that are happening around the world, the different pavilions that would have their different cultural displays, the different things that will be happening. It will be a great experience for them. And I'm happy that we have chosen quite a good team, quite a versatile team that can probably blend into anything with a lot of knowledge and culture. And so they would learn a lot more and they would be able to come back to Grenada and probably, share some of the performances and some of the strategies that they would have learned in Dubai. I think it's a great experience. It's a wonderful experience for them. They're young and they're intelligent and brilliant and they want to explore more about culture. And it's a good opportunity for them to get that kind of exposure at that level.
Honorable Bain Horsford also believes that presenting Grenada on the world stage during the Dubai 2020 Expo will be a plus for the country, as many of the islands in the region do not have a display at the Expo.
That's wonderful news. I mean, a lot of countries have not been able to participate, and Grenada is at the peak there participating. And we have, a small island in the Caribbean, 100,000 persons, a population is small. It's like a dot in the ocean for some islands, and so it's really wonderful. It's a privilege, it's a pleasure for Grenada to be participating in such a worldwide extravaganza.
And with that story, come to the end of the National Report for Friday, January 7th, 2022. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sherry-Ann Noel, thanking you for viewing.
Thank you very much, Sherry-Ann. And we did not receive the dashboard, and so we just go straight into the weather. And what we will do is, as customary, we'll send that update for you through our WhatsApp platform. Our WhatsApp platform can be accessed via number 414-9995. So you send us a message there, we add you to the platform, and we'll be able to send you directly that dashboard. All right. So the weather for tonight: generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with the isolated early morning showers. We expect the minimum temperature to be about 24.5 degrees Celsius, and winds northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in open waters. A marine advisory is in effect. Let's take a look at the weather for Saturday. The weather for Saturday is expected to be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief showers, mainly during the morning and night. The maximum temperature for Saturday, 30 degrees Celsius, minimum 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly and easterly swells. A marine advisory will be in effect for Saturday. Looking at Sunday, we expect the weather to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, with few brief to widely scattered showers. Max temperature 29.5 degrees Celsius, minimum 24.5 degrees Celsius. That's a cool day, in fact. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 8 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. And the marine advisory will be in effect for Sunday as well. For Monday, we could talk about Monday as well. Expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, with few brief showers, mainly during the morning and night. Maximum temperature for Monday, 30 degrees Celsius, minimum 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas are moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. And even when we give you those averages, you can find that in some areas you can get lower temperatures or higher temperatures. For example, where I am, my thermometer clocks like 21 degrees Celsius, 22 as the low, and the high sometimes it varies. All right, so it's based on where you're located. These averages come from the Met Office at Point Salines down in the south of the island. So that's it for tonight. We want to say hello to the folks who are currently tuned in on YouTube. All of you. Glenora, it's Clovey, Velma, and the whole team there.
and the whole crew there. We want to say hello to you guys on YouTube with the Big TV Mommy and everybody else, right? And for Facebook, we want to say hello to Angel, Kireen, Sandra, Teresa, Della, Monica, Javar, Cynthia, Hazel, Deborah, Merrill. Hi. Salon, what's happening? Vintress and Ala, and I said Queen already, eh? Andre as well. Blessings to you, all right? Kerry as well. I said Queen, Michelle, Mishi, Deborah, Angel, Celine, said Vintress already. Yes, Walter as well. We say Glenda, Carmel as well. Who else is with us? Some other viewers, just those of you who are first-time viewers. Again, you know we always like to say hello to you. So take care and may God bless you and the family. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say Ja. No. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend.